Hi guys, today we're going to be looking at the document called Additional Topic Sequences of Circle Transformations. Let's break that down. So a sequence of transformations is just when we have more than one, right? First one, then another. Circle transformations, it just means that we're, instead of doing it on like a triangle or a rectangle, we're going to be doing it on a circle, all right? So the fundamental question we're asking ourselves today is, how do I bring one circle onto another? So how do I make it grow or shrink? And how do I move it, which means a translation? So all the sequences we're going to be talking about with circles are only going to involve two transformations: a dilation of some kind and a translation. Let's go. Okay, so first things first. Let's take a look at examples 1 and 2 on this page. So what we're starting with, okay, and I apologize if my colors are not quite exactly right, but I'll do my best. I should get a black marker. Hold on. Okay, so we're starting off in each one of these cases with a black circle. All right, so let me just draw that for you. All right, this is actually a very special circle, which is called the unit circle. You don't need to know so much about it for geometry, but in Algebra 2, this special circle, a circle centered at the origin with radius of 1, is going to become very important when you're calculating sine and cosine values, all right? So you heard it here first. Now, the first thing they ask us is, how do I move that circle onto another circle, the red one? So let me draw that red circle for you, okay? Where's that red circle? Oh, yay, not there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so 3, -5. And how wide was that? 1, 2. I would say it's about 1, 2, 3.5, right? 1, 2, 3.5, right there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1.5. All right. Good enough, right? Okay, so first things first. They say the first transformation is centered at 0, 0. All right, in that case, what they're saying is, well, first, I'm going to be doing my dilation. When they give you that key phrase, centered at, that's a key phrase that indicates you're doing a dilation. Okay, so first of all, I'm starting with this circle, and I want to make it bigger. So what I need to do is I need to figure out how much bigger. Let's take a look. If you guys look at the diagram, the original one, I believe, has a radius of 1, right? Just 1 unit. The second one, the red circle, I believe has a radius of approximately, what would you guys say, about 3.5? Does that sound about right? So in other words, I am just making this circle 3.5 times bigger. That means that my first transformation would be a dilation, and this would be my coordinate rule. 3.5x, comma, 3.5y. I know that looks really strange, okay, and I get that. But at the same time, does that make sense? That we're taking a circle with radius 1, and we're turning it into a circle with radius 3.5. So in order to do that, we need to make it grow by 3.5 times. Now, once I've made that circle grow, then I need to translate it. I need to move it. So my center originally started off at 0, 0, and then it moved, right? It moved from here to here. So my second transformation is going to have to be a translation. So I moved it 3 units right and 5 units down. And as a translation, I would say, oh my gosh. Sorry about that. As a translation, I would say I moved it 3 units right and I moved it 5 units down. So in other words, guys, this is a sequence of circle transformations because in order to get the black circle on top of the red circle, I have to first blow it up by doing a dilation, and then I have to translate it in order to get it to be exactly on top of the red one. All right, let's try out one more example of this, okay? And let's take a look at example number 2. This one I think will be a little bit easier because I'm pretty sure that the circle is even. I don't think we're going to have a fractional or decimal coordinate rule there. All right. Okay, so now I want to move the black circle onto the blue one. So that's at 4, -3. So that's over 4, and then 1, 2, 3. I should actually use blue, shouldn't I? And then that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Meh. All right, so you guys get the picture, right? It's pretty big. Okay, so let me actually draw that a little bit better. Can you guys see that? Yay. Okay, so first things first, they still tell us my first transformation is centered at 0, 0, so I'm going to be doing that as a dilation. Let's figure out how many times bigger that second circle is. The original radius is 1, and the new radius, if I can count properly, is 5. So that means that my first transformation by dilation would have the following coordinate rule. 5x, comma, 5y, because I'm just multiplying each of the x values, right, and y values by 5. Now, let's figure out where we need to translate it. So I start at 0, 0, and then I go 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right, and I go down 1, 2, 3. So my second transformation would be x plus 4, right, because I'm translating it 4 units to the right, and then y minus 3. Bam. Done. So in some ways, guys, these sequences of transformations are actually easier than with other shapes, because guess what? You don't really need to know so many of the rotation and reflection formulas, right? As long as you know how to perform a dilation and you know how to perform a translation, this is pretty much 3 points, all right? Now let's take a look at one example, all right, where maybe it's not quite so clear cut, okay? And that's gonna be, let's see. Let's do example number 8. Okay, is everybody okay with that? We're gonna look at example 8, where instead of starting with an easy circle, we're actually gonna be starting with a circle that's somewhere else. Is everybody with me? So we're gonna look at example number 8. And they're asking me to move the blue circle, onto the gray one. So let me first graph the gray one. That's -1, 7. -1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And I think it's 2 units as a radius. Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. All right. So first things first. We still need 2 transformations to bring this big circle onto this one. Now they tell me that the first transformation is centered at the center of the first circle. So that's code for do the dilation first. So let's dilate it. My original has a radius of 5, right? Okay, my original has a radius of 5, and my new one, I believe, has a radius of 2. So let me ask you guys this. What do I have to multiply 5 by in order to get 2? Guys, trick. This is really like solving an equation. I have to multiply the radius of 5 by something to get a radius of 2. So I just solve this one-step equation, and I get that x equals 2/5. Or you could say 0.4. So my first transformation is going to look like this. 2/5 x, comma, 2/5 y. I know that's a little weird, all right, but it kind of makes sense. 2/5 is going to make it smaller. So what that's actually going to do, guys, is it's going to create a new circle like this. Meh. All right, so it's just shrunk that circle down. Now, all I have to do is take this newly small circle and move it over here. So this starts, right, at 4, -3, and then it's going to move all the way over here to -1, 7. Let me make sure I'm reading that right. Yes, okay. So how do I get from 4 to -1? I have to subtract 5. And how do I get from -3 to 7? I have to add 10. So thus, my second transformation would be x minus 5, comma, y plus 10. Okay? Again, sequences of transformations is a fancy way of saying you have to do more than one. In the case of circles, the two transformations we're always going to be using in our sequence are a combination of a dilation and a translation. For the dilation, they'll normally tell you what the center of dilation is. What you're looking for is, what do I have to multiply that first radius by to get the new radius of the final circle? And for the translation, you're literally just looking at the centers and looking at what would I have to do to bring the first center onto the second.